Hello, my beautiful friends. We are back. Happy equinox, happy April. We have arrived. I just wanted to remind you that I will be in LA hosting an event on the 17th of April and in Oakland on the 21st of April, and all tickets for that event is down below. Only one of the tickets will be available at the door, and you will have to pay in cash, and there will be an increase in price. So get them now so that we can kick it. We're going to do an abundance ritual. Something new that I haven't shared with anybody yet. We're going to be talking about how Chiron moving into Aries is drastically shifting the way that we integrate and heal our collective body, as well as how to find all of the magic that is unfolding around you every single day. Because using your intuition in mundane moments is extremely powerful, and it allows you to integrate your spirituality beyond prayer, beyond meditation, and things like that. For my New York friends, we are definitely having an event on May 27th. However, I may switch venues. Regardless, on the 31st, I am going to list the in-person reading time slots that are available. And for those of you that have sent me your email because you want to be privy to the information first, you will get access to those beforehand. And I will drop the tickets as soon as I have solidified whether I'm going to stay where we are right now or move it to a different spot. On the 31st, I am also launching some new services. A few are going to disappear, but not the ones that everyone loves. And I'm going to add some new stuff where my US friends can get gifts in the mail as well. So that's really exciting. I'm also in the process of getting certified for Reiki. So that's something that you're going to see in my services as well a little bit. And some of you have noticed that I did drop mid-month readings that covered career and love, and you only saw snippets because the rest is available to Siren Gang members. It is $10 a month. You get access to all 12 signs mid-month reading, career and love. They're separate spreads. And you get access to the weekly blog that I put out every single Sunday. And you get $3 off all my services all the time. Another exciting thing that I'm launching in May is a live stream for women only. It's going to be a sacred space where, again, we host ritual. I take questions from the live chat and all that good stuff. So as always, if you need to get in touch with me, you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at _spiritualsiren, or you can go to my website below, thespiritualsiren.com, and I'm always available to you guys. I love you so much, and here's your reading. Peace. Alright, Aquarius, so thank you for your patience. I know you guys are a little later than the other signs, you and Pisces. Oh, interesting. So when I was first starting to shuffle your cards, a couple were trying to flip over, but they would just like bounce back. So I feel like you're going to be going through a lot of, not emotions, but there's going to be a lot of things that you're trying to sort out mentally in April. And, you know, don't get too caught up in it. I mean, I know that you're detached by nature, but you are going to have to dig in to the spiritual realm and you know, your psyche this month, and just the undertone and overtone of the unspoken needs to be addressed this month. I am getting like a light pressure on the left side of my head, so it's not that you can't think about these things, but you just need to add the spiritual element. You know what I mean? Because that's where the answer is. I do feel that you guys are going to be a little bit more grounded than normal this month as well, which is positive, because when we pull in those signs and those messages from the ethers, we do need to ground them into reality. So if there's any push-pull that you're experiencing this month, which I feel would be within your own being, that's why you're getting pushed to really, I mean, you see things expansively anyways, but you're seeing them in, it's like an expansion and infinite at the same time. Okay. First over here, we have the Page of Cups with the Emperor and the Hanged Man. So some of you may be thinking about what direction you want to take your love life, and how either being a father or either like whether you are one or not, or having a husband and going kids that route, or how your father, the father figure in your life, has impacted the type of lovers that you take. Okay. And that could be for men or women. That last one, like our father is our role model with the divine masculine, right? So What has that told you about either being that father figure for other people, or that, you know what I mean, that husband figure, or as a woman, or, you know, if you take the opposite gender, whatever your preferences are, how that molded you. That was like a lot that I was saying. So, because the Page of Cups is a very innocent love, right? It's a very naive, yet very open-hearted and very kind offer of love. And with the Emperor here, he's side-eyeing this offer of love. So you also may have a lot of restrictions and very particular set of rules, if you will, of what you will and will not accept in love. And with the Hanged Man here, again, with the purple and the High Priestess, there's a need to really reflect on how well those beliefs are serving you. Are you being too rigid in love? Are you not being rigid enough? You know, and again, how has your father or the men in your life, though, as you were growing up, what did they teach you about what to expect or reject in love, and how have you adopted that, or maybe flip to the opposite side? Because sometimes we go the opposite route of what we were shown because we just didn't like the effects, but we need to find a midpoint. Okay, notice how the colors here, root chakra, throat chakra, third eye. So there's a need to speak on what makes you feel secure or what you're insecure about, while integrating it with what you know from the spiritual realm. Okay, over here we do have the Knight of Swords with the Devil and the Ten of Wands. So if you are feeling pressured, okay, either by what is or is not happening in your romantic life, or by work in general, like life, okay, the Ten of Wands for me is usually like a full ass plate, like on a life scale, do not react out of fear, because you know better. And when I say know better, I mean that you have the answers to your problems without reacting, because the High Priestess is a very still energy. Yeah. And then we have the Four of Swords. Okay, with the Seven of Swords behind it. So do not deceive yourself into thinking that you constantly need to shift things around and constantly need to make changes. All the answers for that stable home, that stable feeling, that security that you've been wanting is found within your own spiritual knowing. Okay, it's in your divine feminine. And again, I'm getting that pressure on the left side of my head, and I'm almost getting it on my shoulders now, saying like, sit down, do less, and listen to yourself. Listen to the rhetoric that you're having with yourself. Because if we let our thoughts run away with us, and we let fear run the verbal show and the mental show, life can get very overwhelming very fast. But that's all an option. You know what I mean? Feeding into fear is an option. So really consider that this month, Aquarius, okay? But let's get into your whole spread, and we will go from there. All right, Aquarius. So I'm a little surprised by your reading. I think that you guys don't really get down too often or get upset for long too often. But that could be, that can make sense why this reading is looking the way that it is. And I think it's because sometimes we put off feeling our feelings so long that then there's like a lot to deal with at once. So I feel like what you're dealing with this month is not particularly appearing for the first time this month. I just think it's appearing in a way that can no longer be ignored. I just bought this crystal recently, and originally it wasn't even for myself, but I don't know if you could see, it's just a quartz, but it's two stones that are like passing each other, right? And I don't know why I picked it up and put it on my table for your reading. And I feel it's important that we all realize at some point or another we have to find the midpoint, okay? The midpoint. Nothing is good in excess. And that means like detachment is a gift, and some people wish they had more of it. And, you know, at the same time, like, you know, it can be detrimental, because then again, we get into these positions where we've flown in the ethers, being an alien for so long that we are out of touch with our deepest fears. And then they kind of come back all at once. For some of you, this is about entertaining multiple partners, not in like a cheating way per se, But entertaining multiple partners in an effort to, I don't know, not feel your feelings completely in what you actually want. Because it's always interesting to me when Spirit puts the devil in the advice card position. And with the Knight of Wands here, it's saying like, there's nothing wrong with sleeping with the devil, but you need to know that that's what you're doing. And also, you also need to know when you're acting out of fear, and you need to know that you can overcome any of your fears, but like ignoring them is not going to make them go away. So there needs to be an action taken on the thing, that monkey on your back. It needs to get handled. Because overall, what you're being pushed towards is emotional maturity. It doesn't matter how old you are, like we all come into an emotional mature state at different points in our lives. The overall energy this month is the moon. So again, I don't think a lot is going to be physically revealed to you. I think that you're really, really going to have to dig in and, you know, not review your feelings from an analytical standpoint or review your feelings like they didn't happen to you. You know what I mean? They need to really be felt, so that you can come into a new phase. And there may be someone around you, like a King of Cups, you know, a counselor type person, an empathetic type person that can help you sort this out. But overall, you have the strength and the power to do it yourself. And it's to empower you, because when we compartmentalize ourselves, eventually, you know what I mean? We have to go into our storage locker and we have to sort through all the stuff that's in there. So you're just at that point, Aquarius. What you're being asked to leave behind this month, we have Temperance with the rune Healing and the 10 of Wands. Now, what's interesting is Temperance is about healing, and then you have the healing rune here. So with the 10 of Wands here, I feel that this is saying you can no longer overload your life to the point that healing gets pushed onto the back burner. Okay, because this is all about what you have previously allowed to elude you. Okay, this is not things that, this may be things that confuse you because you're not really sure what to do with all this information, but you don't have to do anything with it besides feel it. And I know that's very foreign to you, but it still needs to be experienced. Okay, we need to experience our unknown to have revelations, because notice how there's yads on this card, those little flames right here. So the yads are always about radical awakening. So with the Temperance here, there's no more time left to be patient, like with your healing, okay? You can't be like, oh, when I get done with this job, or maybe in a couple more years or whatever. There's nothing left to put off, okay? Because again, the only person that is suffering by you putting off your healing is you, okay? It's also, you can also no longer put off creating moderation in your life and tempering, again, your physical realm, your mental realm, your spiritual realm. Like your work can't overwhelm your life versus your emotion. You know what I mean? Like there has to be a balance. And Spirit's just telling you, like, healing has become an official priority. Okay, 1 foot on the ground, one hand in the sky. You know what I mean? It's time to really bring it all home. Because I feel that overall, Spirit wants you to really experience a level of bliss that you have previously not. And I know that sometimes Earth seems silly to you, and it's like, why even bother with these like earthly things? Like, I have my money, I have fun. Like, I don't need, because, you know, experiencing emotions is human. That's a human thing. I mean, it's an animal thing, I guess, too, but primarily it's a human thing, because when we're in a non-physical form, all we experience is love. So to have a range of emotions is to be human. So Spirit is really beckoning you this month to temper yourself and temper all these responsibilities you have put onto you that has distracted you from how you actually feel about whatever it is, about your love situation, about the state of, about your job, about your family. It could be a whole myriad of things, and it could be everything. You know what I mean? You can even not even know why you're sad, or not even know why you've been putting this off, because we do have the moon, and it is things that elude you. This also may come to a head on the Libra full moon on, what is it, Saturday, the 31st. because, you know, Libra is about balance and finding the midpoint of things. Spirit, the door that's not open for you that was once closed. We have the Magician and the King of Cups. And on the King of Cups, we have luck. So, you know, at the very basic level, this could be that you're going to open the door of a lot more abundance and universal favor, if you will, if you just tap into that emotionally mature place and really learn the value of knowing how you feel and combining that with a logical backbone. And you will find that extremely empowering. That will give you the control over life that you have been wanting. Because if we keep our emotions in a box, and it's like turns into Pandora's box, where like, even if you think about opening it, like rattles across the table. Like, you know, in like those like pirate movies when like a skull starts like gyrating across the table. That's what I just pictured. This could also be that through you empowering yourself and understanding your emotions and taking the time to really assess how you feel, you may be moving into favor with a King of Cups. And this doesn't have to be a man, but this can be, again, you know, someone that is more of like a counselor or someone that can, again, empathize with you. Or again, you may just have this person around you and they show to you, they reflect to you. Yeah. Could be, it could be a single woman or a woman that is an entrepreneur, or it doesn't have to be a woman either. It could just be someone that is very independent. And they show you that just because they're emotionally aware and they're empathetic doesn't mean that that has made them this like emotional pile of mush, you know? They're still powerful and they still go about their life living their passions. Yeah, and then we have the Five of Wands. So, you know, you may not love the conversation that you're having because it may make you feel really uncomfortable. If this is about choosing someone and you needing to like make a choice on like where you feel more empowered or where you feel more yourself, I wouldn't have that conversation with other people. I would just have it on your own. But overall, the abundance that you're looking for from the universe, the turn of favor, if you will, that's the phrase I keep getting, the turn of favor, is through an emotional observation of what has transpired in your life and what has held you back. Okay, so any area of your life that you feel is lacking, or even if you may not even feel like it's lacking, if there's anything that you've been dissatisfied with and you're just like, and you kind of brush it off like, whatever, like, you know, when the time comes, you need to know that you can control that situation through acknowledging your emotions. And there needs to be a leveling up of how you emote. I don't really know how to like, yeah, because we have the Ten of Wands. I feel like you've put this off for a long time. Yeah, but then we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Hermit. So you're getting an opportunity to really, when you let go of all the extra, not worrying about other people, not worrying about, you know, your friends or your family or work, like, there just seems like you've been keep putting things on your plate, putting things on your plate, putting things on your plate, and it pushes your emotional life to the back burner. But it's come to a point that you can't do that anymore because the self-empowerment, Magician, the self-empowerment and control that you need to thrive in your life is found through understanding how you feel and through knowing how to incorporate your feelings into your decision making. And no, it will not make you this wishy-washy person. You will always still be that very clear-headed individual, okay? Your current energy as it relates to all of this, in your head, we have the Ace of Pentacles. In your heart, the Three of Cups. And in your foundation, we have the Five of Pentacles and the Ruined Disruption. So some of you may have been single for a long time. And again, this disruption, or if you know, the disruption would be because you have, again, pushed off really fully feeling whatever disappointment or whatever got you out of relationships and made you decide to be single for a long time. Like that's the dividing point, if you will. This is financial. This is financial. I feel that this Five of Pentacles is lack of faith. Okay, there's been a serious disruption in your faith for whatever reason, okay? Whether it be because, again, like your love situations have been tragic, because the Three of Cups here in your heart space can be that you've been playing the field or being a part of a third party situation, or just keeping things extremely light, okay? Because the Three of Cups for me in a relationship, unless someone's already together and getting engaged, is like you just want to keep things like friends with benefits or very casual and not really ready to make it serious. But that also has kept you lonely. I don't think that you call it lonely, but it's lonely. But regardless, there's a lack of faith in your foundation. Five of Pentacles. I don't think that you feel like Spirit has been moving through your life. I feel to an extent, even if you don't really give the higher power credit, you feel there has been a severance of your ability to connect with a higher power. Okay? And if there has been a disruption in your money, you know, moving out of fear will not help you get there any faster. Yeah. Because we have the Three of Swords, but underneath we have the World. So, oh my gosh, what is that song? There'll be heartache and pain. Yeah, there's been like stuff that you've been put off. Like if you, again, if you have not moved on to a better job, or you've kind of been playing small for a long time in the dating realm, there is some deep-seated fears that you have been holding on to. Yeah, Two of Wands, and we have the Strength, where you feel like you don't have the strength to really change your future, and you're just kind of willing to settle for less, because all these cards, except for the Ten of Wands, are very low end of the minor arcana. So there's this fear of like passing the threshold. Okay? And envisioning your life without pain, and envisioning your life without fear, or without deception, or without disappointment, I think is a little foreign to you. Okay? But, you know, call on your friends for help. Call on your friends for, you know, if they're emotionally supportive. If they're not, if they just like to drink and like smoke or whatever, and they just kind of are avoidant in some capacity, I would not say that they're the best people to consult this month. But Spirit is beckoning you to get back in touch with the non-physical, okay? To have faith in something outside of what you can physically make with your hands and what you can see. Because the Ace of Pentacles is saying that when you believe in having a real chance, right? A real physical chance to make something happen, we begin to plant the seeds. But I think you're having a really hard time because you're not seeing physical manifestations. But the key to the physical manifestations and making things happen is knowing where your emotional body is at. Okay? Going forward, we need to be unified beings. And this is a collective theme. Like, we need our divine feminine, which is the receptivity, the ability to receive, the ability to hear and get in touch with our emotions and our intuition, and act on the divine masculine. And that's why I think I keep looking at this crystal, because they're two individual pieces that support one another and also, intersect. So there's the biggest part of that stone is where they are bound and is where they are binded. So don't think that life has to go in a particular direction if you feel your feelings, or if you, let love be a bigger part of your life, or sort through your emotional wounds. Life still has many avenues. You know what I'm saying? But this is a little heavy for you guys, and I apologize. Spirit's advice is the Devil with the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands, we have fertility. So there needs to be an acknowledgement of how, again, you feed that monkey on your back, how you allow money, I feel, to an extent, to control your desires, how you act on impulse, and how you allow any addiction or suppressing of, again, your emotions, because a lot of addictions just suppress other portions of ourselves. How you allow that to run rampant in your life. Now, with the Knight of Wands here, with fertility, I do feel that you have a lot of opportunity to address this quickly this month. Or things are going to happen this month that trigger it fast. But there's a very impulsive energy here. But this is Spirit's advice for you, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, Page of Wands. So you may be afraid to have children or afraid to take something beyond. Yeah, because we have the Page of Cups too. You may be afraid to have children or have another child, whatever that is, or afraid to indulge in a creative, in an emotionally attached project on your own. There may be like a devil figure involved in your whatever project this is. It would be something that you're both passionate about and like emotionally attached to, like it's a creative project, like it is your baby. But also with the Page of Wands and Page of Cups here, you may be afraid to unite emotions and passion. Like for me, yeah, because then we have the Four of Wands. So this is like, okay, like obviously an ideal relationship, right, or lover is going to be someone that is both like our friend and, you know, we have great sex and we're also very emotionally attached to them, you know what I mean? Or whether we feel deep emotions for them. And that's something that's going to give us a lot of emotional stability and spiritual stability with the Four of Wands here. That's someone we could see ourselves building a home with, right? But sometimes out of fear, right, whatever that fear is, whatever has transpired that deliver us to that point, we keep Page of Wands separate from Page of Cups. We keep the sex separate from the emotions because, you know, combined with the two, that adds a certain level of precedence, right? And behind that, look, the Ten of Cups. That adds a certain level of, oh my gosh, if I combine both of these, if I give somebody both, I may actually have to work on a relationship and really show up every day and really be this mature King of Cups. So you may be afraid to really grow up, Aquarius. It doesn't matter how old you are. Because like I said, this is a level of addressing your fears in a way that you never have before. And this definitely could be financial. Like I said, like combining again, you're working with your emotions and your spirituality and acting on that. Because there's a lot of opportunity this month. The fertility rune is always opportunity for me. But going towards May is the Nine of Swords with the Three of Swords. And we have prosperity on the Three of Swords. So if you're afraid that you're going to get your heart broken or you're afraid that your current business or money in general is not going to turn around or just has been down, because I don't necessarily feel like it's down. It probably already is. If it's down, it already is down. I don't think it's going to like turn down this month. But there's also a feeling of like we can't feed into this Nine of Swords energy. And this is coming from a Virgo who pulls this card so often it's disgusting. There's a need to remember here that when we make decisions based on fear and pain, okay, because at the end of the day, the Three of Swords does rule the mental realm. With prosperity here, this is not only about money, but having a painful outlook on what is possible for you, okay? Prospering, right? To be abundant. There's this fear here of like, well, once I address this, like how am I going to get through it, right? Like, how can I ever change it? To me, this is like fear of loss. This is fear of getting your heart broken. This is fear of what ifs, big time, big time. Okay, we have the Three of Cups on the table again. Yeah. I think you're afraid of, for those of you that this is love related, I think you're afraid of getting cheated on. For others of you, I feel this is a fear of getting, for those of you that this is career-based, I feel that there's a fear that if you collaborate with other people on your creative projects, that like things will not go right because you're not fully in control of it. However, the last card that came out after the Queen of Wands is the Six of Wands. So we decide through our mental choices every single day and what we entertain and what we don't, whether or not things are going to go awry, because yeah, Queen of Wands again and the Ten of Swords. Like, don't
you know, really surrender over your fears of being both independent and emotionally aware. Like they can coexist. I assure you. Because when we allow fear and pain to make our decisions, nothing ever positive comes from that. Okay, it just doesn't. Like it's just not possible. So don't be afraid of your potential, or don't be so afraid that you won't live up to potential that you don't even try. Okay, that is definitely a message. Okay, so don't let your fears run the show, Aquarius. Deal with them by adding some compassion to the game. Okay. I lovingly do everything I can to assist my body in maintaining perfect health. I get plenty of sleep every night. My body appreciates how I take care of it. So remember that your vessel is the, you know, what you have this lifetime to take care of. So if this is addiction based, you know, in any capacity, there's many things that we can be addicted to. Food, you know, substances, gambling, like, again, working out, like anything. Anything that we do to distract ourselves from how we feel is an addiction, in my opinion. So show yourself compassion and open yourself up to allowing others to do the same for you, okay? I love you guys very much, and I wish you a restful, reconnective month. Peace.